Hey everybody, welcome back to my Project 13. Great to have all of you here checking out this video. If this is your first time coming on by, please subscribe, hit the notification button. That way you'll be notified when I've uploaded a video for you and others to watch. And please share the vids on all your social media. I would really appreciate it. Again, thank you for your time and your support. Came across an article yesterday over at bgr.com, Boy Genius Report. Leak sheds light on a third Pixel 3 phone that will be Google's new Nexus. And when I seen that name, Nexus, yeah, I got intrigued, I got excited, and I read the article. Now, a lot of you have probably already seen this and other articles as well. If there's any information that you know about that I'm not going to be covering in this video, please add it down below in the comment section so we can put all that information together with what I'm talking about, because this is exciting. Now, if Google is actually planning to put out a third device with the third gen of Pixel, with the Pixel lineup, I don't know if it's actually going to sport the name Nexus on that specific device. I think what they want to give us is that Nexus experience at that low price point that Nexus devices had. And maybe Google is realizing this is something that should have never ended. That when they started the Google Pixel line of the first gen into the second gen, when they started this back in 2016, that they probably should have always had that third device represent the Nexus lineup. But, you know, they ended it in 2016. We get the first gen of Pixel devices, and then the second gen in 2017. And now this year, we'll get the third generation. So maybe their mindset is, well, we should have always kept that there. We didn't. We went ahead with our own project. We ended the whole Nexus name, and they came out with these higher end, high priced devices, which are great devices. But what about a device that could represent the Nexus lineup, but still Google willing to put that out? And maybe when all this stopped and began, they didn't realize that that wasn't a great idea. And this is their way of trying to reinvent it, the rebirth. And, you know, for us Nexus lovers, that's all we've ever wanted, was a Nexus rebirth. And again, maybe we won't see the Nexus name. I have two Motorola Nexus 6s here. Recently, I just picked up this one at a local tech store for 160 smacks. It was only used for 14 days, basically brand new. I have a video on that. I'll leave a link down below in the description area so you can check out why I brought this device in. Still a powerhouse device in 2018. If you love stock Android, if you love that stock Android experience, that smooth experience with great specs, that, yeah, it doesn't have everything. But that's one thing about Nexus devices. They didn't have everything. You were always going to have a sacrifice. Whether it was the camera areas that weren't the best, but they weren't bad. Battery life, depending on how you use your own device, could be subpar, good, really good. Again, depending on how you use it. That's to each their own on that. But you know, no water resistance, no wireless charging, no expandable storage. There, you know, a few different companies that made the Nexus devices, and again, at a great price point, you were still going to get a well-spec'd device underneath the hood that was going to give you that functionality, that performance. It was going to be smooth. It was going to be snappy, even with the sacrifices. We had the Nexus 1, HTC, the Nexus S, Samsung, the Galaxy Nexus from Samsung. I had that one. The Nexus 4 from LG, the Nexus 5 from LG. I had that one. The Nexus 6, I have two of them. The Motorola Nexus 6s. Nexus 5X, LG, I had that one. And then the Huawei Nexus 6P, I had that one too. Wish I never would have sold that one. Now, you can go down the article and read everything that's here. And one of the areas that they're talking about here is that this third device that Google is rumored to make, and I am really hoping that they do, is codenamed Desire. And it's right in there, which is interesting. And you'll see that basically the HTC's mid-range smartphones line is called Desire, and it will have that Android Go. Getting some text messages there. But as you recall, Android Go is a stripped-down version of Android that is optimized to run on entry-level hardware. The goal here is to provide an Android user experience on low-cost phones that is as fast and smooth as the Android user experience on high-end phones. So, that's good stuff. I mean, I still would love to see the Nexus name on that device. But I don't know if that would actually happen. But wouldn't it be great to just have that device in hand, close your eyes, and just feel the experience and know that deep down it contains the spirit of Nexus. You know what I'm saying? That when you're using it every day, out of pocket, out of purse, in hand, you know that really it's a Nexus device, that it's not Google, because you got everything that a Google device is going to have. Again, stripped down just a bit, but it's going to be at a great price point. And that's what Nexus was about. That's why it was worth the sacrifices. That's why it was worth giving up some areas for what you were getting at a low price point. It was that smooth Android experience. It was bare bones. I still get that here on my Motorola NEXUS 6. Bare bones. Here's the bad news. The report from earlier this week suggested that this entry-level version of Google's Pixel 3 likely isn't being prepped for a wide release. Instead, it will be targeted only to certain markets such as India, where low-cost handsets dominate smartphone sales. So, here's my thinking about that. Maybe Google just wants to see how all this is going to pan out internationally. And if it works, then maybe they bring it back here into the United States, or they wait to the 4th gen of Pixel devices. Maybe this is their way of integrating back into our society here in the United States the whole Nexus experience. But first, they want to make sure that it's going to work, that it will pan out. This is where you come in, because I don't know any more than this. I lead a very busy life. And when I can get to doing a little bit of homework, or I run across articles like this, I get excited. I don't share a lot of this type of information on video. I don't make content like that a lot. But this is worth making a video about. This is worth sharing when it comes to the name Nexus. I wish I hadn't sold all my Nexus devices. I wish I had them all the way across this table of mine, this desk of mine. But let me know down below what you know with the information that I shared with you. I'll leave the link for this article in the description with the video on my Nexus 6, the recent one that I just brought in, the most recent Motorola NEXUS 6. Super stoked. And yeah, just let me know if you have any of those Nexus devices that I named off as well. And I didn't talk about any tablets or anything like that. I'm just talking about smartphones. Nexus 1, Nexus S, the Galaxy Nexus, Nexus 4, Nexus 5, Nexus 6, Nexus 5X, and the Huawei Nexus 6P. Leave that down below. And let's share some information on this, especially if you have something out there that I don't know about. I appreciate it very much. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Peace. God bless. Until my next video, this is my Project 13. You are my Project 13.